Welcome to another episode of Live from the Wish House with me, Chris Spinner. If you're a regular, welcome back. And if it's your first time, I'm so happy you're joining us. My path profoundly changed when my son was diagnosed with autism. My marriage collapsed, and I began to develop my own Cris-Losophies to navigate and thrive. I'm here to connect with you, to share and learn, and together we can open our minds to creating the life you love to live. So please subscribe, like, share, and most importantly, comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, feelings, and stories. Positive mind, positive life. We hear it all the time. You have to have a positive attitude. You have to have a positive outlook. If you stay grateful, more positive things will come your way. If you believe it, it can happen. If you can see it in your mind's eye, then you can create it. A dream is not placed in your mind unless you were given the tools to make that dream come true. Your thoughts become things, and that's just a good handful of positive affirmations, if you will. I can go on and on. But do they work? Is it magic? Well, I say absolutely, and maybe a little. So let's do some breaking down today. Let's throw some Cris-Losophy around positive mind, positive life. I can't tell you how many people say to me all the time, how do you keep a positive attitude? And my answer should probably always be, how can you not? I mean, I get it. You can look at the world around you and find something frustrating, something to be disillusioned about at every turn. But taking on the whole world isn't conducive to daily positivity. You got to start with you. People will say to me, you are such a cheerleader. You make it sound so easy, but trust me, it's not. But you have two choices, leaning into the positive or not. And I'm going with what's behind door number one. I have a cardinal rule, and it's this. We don't know what the future brings. So why would we choose to create a story around something negative? If we're choosing to create, why not make it a positive creation? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because somewhere along the line, you have been indoctrinated to believe that things can't go your way. And somewhere along the line, you've convinced yourself that things going your way also means absolutely no struggle in the journey, absolutely no twists and turns on the road, absolutely no detours. Things going your way means everything is smooth, everything is great, everything is positive, nothing is awkward, nothing is uncomfortable. And that isn't the way it works. But there's beauty in that messy as well. Let's think about the very first thing you probably had the opportunity to create. It was probably a piece of art, most likely in your very young years. Somebody guided you to draw a picture, create a tree with cut-out construction paper leaves. We go into those creations feeling very positive about what we're going to do. We're children. We haven't been taught differently yet. And then we get such great feedback and praise and congratulations from our finished product. We bring home our tree with construction paper leaves, and it's probably displayed on a refrigerator. And everyone tells us how beautiful that tree is and how wonderful it looks. And it gives us the courage to go back and create once more. Those are our first experiences with creating and feeling positive. Most kids are just cutting out those leaves in the way they see fit. They're not hesitating to glue them on that tree. They see that finished product in their mind as a glorious creation. We go in innocently. We start a project with fervor, knowing it's going to come out great. So what happens between that time of our life and now, our adult life, where the first thing we think is, what could go wrong, instead of asking ourselves, what could go right? Well, of course, you probably know the reason. Because somewhere along the line, we have discovered that somebody does something different than us. And that something different is something we perceive as better. Somewhere along the line, we have discovered that we have insecurities. We have vulnerability. Somewhere along the line, we've decided that taking a risk on positivity is a lot scarier than convincing ourselves not to try. Somewhere along the line, we have decided to stay comfy in our blanket of anxiety and unworthiness, which gives us an odd sense of safety, as opposed to waking up and deciding that you are a powerful creator, capable of cutting construction paper leaves that will astound the masses. Okay, Chris, you're saying, I get it. So what's your advice? What's your counsel? What are your ideas? How can you help me consistently have a positive mind and an inevitable positive life? I think it's pretty simple. So here we go. First, decide you want to have a positive outlook. You have to decide that you will live like everything is rigged in your favor. You have to make yourself believe you are a powerful creator. You have to decide to create more positive stories about your life than your negative narrative. It might not feel easy to do so. So, second, you have to practice. You have to practice being who you want to be or who you want to become. You have to feel that in the present. You have to dress the part. You have to walk the talk. You'll have to see yourself as the main character in your own movie, even if it means narrating in your mind as you walk to your car. I have plenty of practice in this. I'm Chris Spinner, popular podcaster, walking to my car on this chilly sunny day on my way to my coffee drive-thru. And once I'm in that car, I put music that speaks to me on. Music that makes me feel like I'm in that movie scene. Here's a little personal trick. I even have various seasonal tumblers or coffee tumblers with sayings on them that make me feel positive. And I use them. So I go to get my coffee, I pour it into my tumbler, and there I am in my car with my theme song playing, drinking my coffee out of my seasonal tumbler and feeling grounded in the positive space I'm creating. I really do this. I'm practicing. I'm practicing on being in the present moment. And positive energy is not only flowing through my mind and through my body and through my soul, but it is radiating out of me. And I cannot help but receive positivity back, even if it's simply a happy response to my cheery hello and thank you to the gal who's serving me coffee through my drive-thru window. That's an example that when you put out positive returns. Think of your own way. Create your own way to feel positive and main character-like in your own life. But that can only happen when, number 3, you get out of your head. I can't say this enough. Get out of your head. The amount of ruminating, overthinking, and perpetuating fear, replaying negative self-talk that goes on in that head is only attracting for you what you don't want. And I'm going to say that again. It's only attracting for you what you don't want. Play a little game with yourself and don't allow it. Delete it. Simply hit the imaginary delete button the minute it starts and replace it as quickly as you can with a positive idea. I'm telling you right now, it sounds so easy when I say it, but it is difficult because we've had decades of conditioning and we have bought into the negative narrative. The negative narrative has become a bit of a sidekick and it's hard to let that little friend go. And you are more than likely surrounding yourself with like thinkers, all well-meaners, friends, family, parents, mothers who seem so well-meaning. They want the best for you. They appear to be cheerleading you to success. But sorry, moms, I'm going to say it. Moms are operating, whether consciously or by default, out of a system of love and fear. Your mom wants you to be safe in every way. There is to be safe. And they are biased to that safety. They have to be. They're moms. But therefore, they cannot be reliable to support your new positivity mindset, because positivity has a little sister called risk. And if you are moving forward with creating a new and enhanced self, there's going to be change. And change takes you out of the norm. And that usually means there's a risk factor. And moms just aren't wired for that. I hate to tell you, but positivity is a solo venture. It's an inside job. I'm a little afraid you're saying, what are you afraid of? What in the silence of that is making you afraid? So I'll interject with number 4. You're a little afraid that the new person you're creating is somebody that you don't know so well. And that person is a little scary. They're very motivated. They are confident. And they're demanding us to work a little harder, to shine a little brighter, and to make a little more noise. And we're afraid of that. It's the words in the Marianne Williamson famous essay, Our Deepest Fear. We ask ourselves, she says, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? And that's a little scary. It's a lot of pressure to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous. But what you have to realize is that you already are. Who are you not to be? So here's your goal. Stop masking. Stop hiding. Stop covering up with negativity. Stop covering up with negativity what longs to shine positively, brightly. And it's not easy. Don't you just love someone who is offering solution and keeps telling you it's not easy? But it's not. But nothing worthwhile is. But if it's something that you love, something that you want, you won't recognize the effort as work. So what to do? You're going to have to find little ways to remind yourself of your power. Make a little phone wallpaper that says something positive. Create a vision board so that when you look at it, you get lost for a few moments in your own desires. And remind yourself to say thank you for what you have, for what you see, for what you are a part of, often. That is seriously something I do on a daily basis. All throughout the day, I say thank you out loud. Sometimes I look up to the heavens. I guess that's where we're kind of taught to look up. So that's where I look. I leave my son's house and I realize the blessings he has from the community that cares for him. And I say, thank you. I do that every single time I leave his home. I look up when the trees are turning gold and I say thank you. I look up in the dark of night and I see the stars and I say thank you. I get a green light when I thought I'd have a red one and I say thank you. My shoulders are killing me, but I'm still able to do a lot and I say thank you out loud every single time I'm able to open up the dumpster and throw the garbage in or lift my amp out of the car for a gig. And I'm sure there will be a lot of thank yous to the doctors when he fixes this overworked shoulders, but I'm a thank you kind of gal. Gratitude is the key. I'm also to the point now where I say thank you for the delays. I say thank you for the traffic jam because I believe I'm not supposed to be where I think I'm supposed to be in that moment. And that's how the practice works. I didn't have that attitude years ago when I first started the attitude of gratitude, as they call it. But I have it now, and it comes foremost in front of my mind at every turn. Saying thank you and keeping yourself in a state of gracefulness is the number one antidote for negativity. And it's the number one way to bring about good things. There's a saying, what we think about and think about, we bring about. I also have convinced myself that when things happen that aren't good, the silver lining is I believe I will have the strength to get through whatever it is that's put in my way. Because there's no way we're escaping this life without adversity. And there's no way we're escaping the inevitable ending of our time on this planet. I intend my journey will be long, and then I don't think about it. I control what I can control. And I believe I'll be given all of the tools to work through the problems. And that's part of it. The not so good times are part of it. But once you're through it and you've experienced the positive outcome, or you're on the other side, it just adds another layer of power, another layer of strength, another layer to your gratitude and your positive mindset. So I recently heard a great analogy. It was a little paragraph and it says, notice how the GPS never says you made a mistake. It just says recalculating route. So embrace the detours, adjust your course, and keep moving forward. I thought that was so modernly profound. And I can tell you this, that has been my attitude for a very, very long time. I worked at it, practiced it, and all these many years later, it's definitely second nature. And I can also tell you that it has always worked out for me. The road has not been easy. The route has been recalculated so many times, but always with a positive result. The amount of solid positive thinking I incorporate into my everyday has also resulted in me being a very confident manifester, if you will. I'm going to tell you, it's gotten to the point that it scares my friends a little, and I like that. I like that they think I have a streak of magic in me. But the magic is the positive mindset and the practice thereof. And it works. I get what I want. I have an idea. I listen for inspired ideas in the solitude, in the silence. I take everything as a sign. I feel like I work with a higher power because I don't believe I have all the control. I always feel like there must be something else that is partnering with me in the things I create on this planet. I need downloads of information from my higher power or my higher self. I put in the inspired work, whether I'm afraid or not. And then I know, that the stars will align for the best outcome for me. I take rejection as redirection, and then I give myself allotted time to feel sad or disappointed or to have a little pity party. And then when the allotted time is up, it's straight ahead. And I'm telling you, it works. It always works. You have to try it, and not for just a week. Incorporate it into your mind, into your being, in small increments every day. Little wins, as they call it. Little positivity wins. That little bit of positivity will make you crave more. And then don't deny yourself. If you crave it, create more of it. And start any day. Today's a great day. This is the first day of the rest of your life, as they say. And at the risk of sounding silly, it's going to be positively great. See you next time here at the Wish House.